wanted to start off in the kitchen and make something a little bit special for my mom.
Aww.
It's very nice. Now, Mom, it is Mother's Day, so I'm assuming you're thinking that I'm going to ask you to sit down.
Yeah.
But no, today we're going to cook together. Does that sound okay? You?
I'll go to work.
Okay. Okay, so we always love having tea for Mother's Day or any sort of special occasion.
Yeah.
And you love a croissant.
I do.
You do. And what's your
Yes.
favorite type of nut?
Pecans.
Pecans,
Yeah.
whichever you call
Pecans.
it. Mom
Comes
loves
out
a pecan.
different.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to do a little bit of a spin on an almond croissant, but instead of doing almond, we are doing peach pecan croissants, and I am very, very excited about it. I know, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be delicious.
faves.
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on a little bit of a syrup, because anytime you are making any sort of filled croissant, you wanna give it a bit of syrup. You know when you pick up an almond croissant and it's heavier than you think it should be?
Yeah.
That's because of the syrup. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It's a good thing. Now, to get started on this syrup, I've got a little pan here over about, medium, low heat. And into there, I'm gonna add in a 1/4 cup of water. Basically, we're making a simple syrup here. That's gonna bring everything together, give you a nice flavor build, and it's gonna kind of freshen up like day-old croissants. Because fun fact, almond croissants, they're old. They're tricking
Always.
you. Yeah, they're always
Yeah,
old, and that's a
yeah.
good thing.
I know.
Now, I'm gonna add in a 1/2 cup of sugar, and this is a good amount of sugar for this syrup, so we are actually gonna cut this sugar with a 1/4 cup of bourbon. Yeah, I'm very excited about this.
I like that part.
You like that part. Myra likes that part. We're good to go. And I'm gonna free pour the bourbon, because why not? It's Mother's Day.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Now, I'm gonna let that just reduce down, because I just want that syrup to dissolve. That's not gonna take long at all, just about like 3-ish minutes. But essentially, oh my gosh, as soon as it starts heating, you smell that liquor in the
smells
air.
so good.
Right?
Yeah, it
Myra
really
Berg,
does.
We're having a party today.
Okay.
Okay. All right, now while we're doing that, I'm gonna get started on the filling.
Okay.
So as opposed to using almonds, we're gonna use pecans, because this is in honor of you.
Thank you.
And you love a pecan.
I love a pecan.
She loves a frozen pecan. That's a
Oh.
Myra Berg hack.
Try it.
Yeah.
It's like candy. Yeah.
Yeah. So into this little food processor, can you add these pecans? So it's about 100 grams of pecans. You're gonna toss those in, and essentially what we're gonna do is make basically pecan flour, kind of like almond flour.
Okay.
But we're gonna blitz that up just until it's finely kind of ground up.
Okay, here.
Can we do it?
I did it.
Oh my gosh, Mom, that was really
clicked
good.
in
First
everything.
time. First
Okay.
time. Okay, now go.
Start now?
Yeah. Now this is gonna be loud, and that's okay. I'm also gonna make some more noise. Oh, that's going really quick, Mom.
It's going really quick.
You're almost done. Listen, that took a lot quicker than I thought, I'm not gonna lie. Myra Berg, you are a pecan crusher extraordinaire.
I am.
Fantastic job. All right, now into there, you're gonna add in, can you take the lid off for me? I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. This is gonna kind of help firm up the filling for this, because essentially an almond croissant's filled with a frangipan, but we're doing like a pecan-a-pan, is what I'm
I
gonna
like
call
that.
it. Yeah,
Pecan-a-pan.
right? It's not bad. I'm gonna put a little salt in there too.
Okay.
Okay, now blitz that together.
right.
While you do that, I have got 1/2 cup of butter in this bowl. That's perfect, Mom.
Okay.
You nailed it, you're done.
All right.
You're almost done for the
whiz
day,
at
I was
this.
gonna say. Have you ever made croissants before?
No.
No.
Are you insane?
I know, I was gonna say that is not your cup of tea.
buy them.
You do buy them. But also when you're making any sort of filled croissant, you're also using store-bought, I'm not gonna lie. And the ones from the grocery store are my favorite ones to use.
They're delicious.
The cheapies on
Yeah.
that sale
Why-
rack?
Exactly.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna add into this 1/2 cup of butter, I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. I like to use powdered sugar here. First off, because it has a little bit of cornstarch in it, so it thickens the filling up a little bit, and it dissolves really, really quickly. Also, when I've said this recently a lot, when you pour powdered sugar, the air is sweet, so you can kind of
I saw the cloud.
I know, you
Yeah.
can kind of just taste the air. That's
Yeah.
really good. All right, stand back.
Stand back.
Okay.
It goes
And this
everywhere.
is why my mom does not like cooking.
I don't like mess.
She does not like the mess. It is not her cup of tea. All right, so I'm just beating that together. And like with any sort of frangipan, I'm kind of loosey-goosey with it. So into there, I'm gonna add in 2 eggs. Mom, do you wanna crack an egg in with me?
Don't you remember what happened yesterday?
Oh my gosh, yesterday she had a fried egg, almost perfectly fried, dumped it down beside her stove. Erin had to
Runny
pull the
egg.
stove out, clean it out.
Oh, look at that mess I made. But
That's pretty good.
That's fine.
That was pretty good. Nicely done.
It's
All right,
perfect.
I'm gonna beat that up. And would you pour in a little bit of vanilla extract? Now, if I was doing a frangipan, like a classic almond croissant filling, I would add in a little bit of
So
almond
just
extract.
tell me when.
Just a little glug. That's perfect. Nicely
All right.
done, Mom.
Oh, there you go. Who knew?
I know. I was gonna say, Mom, you're signing yourself up for baking now in our house, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, really.
I know. All right, now you do make a mean molasses cookie, though.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, your recipe.
I know.
Yeah,
I
they're
jazzed it up.
delicious. They're really
She's
good.
the hype man. We got it. We got it.
I know.
All right, Mom, would you dump this mixture on into here?
Yeah.
And then this syrup is looking good. That sugar is almost fully dissolved. It thickens up. Now, when that comes together, would you just give it a mix? I'll give you a spatula. Mm-hmm. So just mix that until it comes together.
All right.
So this syrup is looking wonderful. Most of that liquor has burnt off, which is good. I'm gonna bring this baby
Don't spill that
over
on
here.
me.
I know, don't worry. I'm not gonna spill. No messes in the kitchen today. All right, now we're going to basically get these croissants ready for filling. So I've got some day-old croissants here. Again, you know that little rack near the bakery section at your grocery store with those like $2 croissants? Those are the ones you wanna use. They bake up so beautifully. So you're just gonna get those babies and cut them in half. Also, if you go to that like big bulk food store that's really big and you can buy like a weird amount of tomatoes, those croissants are always good too. So just cut those babies in half. And then what we want to do is we want to dip these into this syrup mixture. So I've got I know, it's kind of like making French toast, but with like sugar and bourbon.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? That's what Mary Berg says. All right, so I'm just going to split these open and get the bottom halves and just dunk them into this syrup.
Ah.
I know. That's gonna absorb that bourbony flavor.
It's got a lot of syrup.
It does have a lot of
Good,
syrup.
yeah.
Again, you want it to weigh more than it should. This is one of those like science experiments where it's like the mass is greater than the volume or something. I don't know, don't test me on it. Now, once I get those bottoms dunked in, Mom, would you bring that mixture over? Now we're gonna start kind of filling these babies. So if you, that's pretty good. I would have maybe mixed it a bit more, but you know what?
Well, there's still globs of butter.
Glugs of butter.
You didn't.
That's on me, that's on me.
Yeah, you didn't.
I set you up for success.
didn't glug the butter.
All right, so I'm gonna get, don't worry, I got it. I'm gonna get a little bit of this and basically just smear this down onto the bottoms of those croissants.
Ooh.
This pecan filling is out of control. It's super rich. If you wanted to switch out the nuts and do this with walnuts or hazelnuts, that would be beautiful as well. But would you grab some of those peach preserves, Mom? Just store-bought jam. And would you spoon a little bit of that on top of this almond filling situation?
Another glug?
Another glug.
Okay.
There's a lot of glugs in this recipe.
Is that enough?
That's perfect. No, you don't have to do peaches here. You could do something like cherries would be delicious. Any sort of flavor you're looking for. Even some fresh raspberries scattered in there. That looks amazing.
Doing an extra.
All right, now I'm gonna dunk those tops in a bit of that syrup as well.
Plus, all the glugs will melt.
Exactly.
So, you know, I figured it was on purpose.
Yeah, it's gonna glug out.
There you go, don't worry
Okay, so
about
you
it.
know how I say gloopy? Apparently Myra Berg says glug. So
Yeah.
that's the new thing. All right, now I'm just getting those all dunked in together. Pop those on top. Now, because we're making a croissant that's filled, I like to do a little bit of something on the top to kind of signal that this is different. So you put more of that delicious filling right on top. Just smear it on. And Mom, would you scatter that with some pecans?
Yeah, it makes a pecan stick too.
Exactly. It's food glue. You got it. Now, what we do after this is we take these babies. Oh, she wanted a lot of pecans. Get it? There you go. She's the knack. She's happy. I'm going to pop these into a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until they're golden brown and crisp. And once those bake up, the croissants taste like they're fresh baked. They are absolutely out of control. We end up with something that looks like this, which looks so good and gnarly and delicious. Like, out of control. All right. Now, the pièce de résistance is you take these crispy, feel how heavy that is, Mom?
Whoa,
That
yeah,
baby's
it's like
heavy.
a shoe.
It is like a shoe. It's like a delicious shoe. We're gonna pop those down onto a platter, just layer them down. That little bit of that pecan filling has oozed out and crisped up. It's absolutely delicious. Then if you wanna go a little fancy, we got a little bit of that powdered sugar.
Yeah.
And we just
I love
tap
doing that.
Do you wanna do it?
No, you do.
No, you can do it.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, love it. Little bit of powdered sugar right on top. Beautifully done, Mom. All right, shall we give one a taste?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's mine. You want one?
Oh, I'm taking my own.
You're taking your own.
Okay, I'm taking my own.
She's having her own croissant shoot.
I got a
Cheers to
big
you,
one.
Mom.
Cheers.
Let's give it a go. Okay.
Oh my God.
Isn't that good?
Really good.
Really good. I'm very excited about this. Okay. So, Mom, I know it's like nutty
And chewy.
and chewy. We are happy. We want to highlight some more delish croissants all across the country today. So here's Andy Hay on the East Coast with his fave.
How we doing, Mary? It's Andy. I'm here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, where I'm going to show you my favorite croissant at the bakery called 2 If by C. We call it Tibbs here in Dartmouth. It's an institution. Let's go. I love 2 If by C because it is a Dartmouth institution. It's been here for years and really put Dartmouth on the culinary map. It's funky, it's cool. One of my favorite parts of 2 If by C, their croissants, is they always have really cool flavor combinations, but one of my favorite, my go-to, is their almond. It is flaky, delicious. They do not skimp on the butter, folks, here, and I know, Mary, you love butter. So we've got slivered almonds on top. We've got an almond-like drizzle over the top. It is crispy, crunchy, a little bit salty, a little bit sweet. It's almost like an almond marzipan in the middle, so that's sweet, salty, buttery. This is so good. It is worth the trip to Dartmouth, folks, let me tell you.
Here's my buddy Saeed, the pastry nerd, in Calgary with his favorite croissant.
Hi Mary, Saeed the pastry nerd here, coming from Calgary. You know I love to make croissants, but I also love to eat them and discover new bakeries. Today I'm excited to show you my favorite croissant here in Calgary. It's at Mary Berg shop. Let's go. I love this bakery for many reasons. It's a bright space with a beautiful decor and a beautiful pastry display. Calgarians will line up for a long time just to make sure that they get their buttery treats. It was really hard to choose from this big selection of croissants, but since I'm a bit of a purist, I decided to get the plain butter croissant. The smell is amazing. It smells like butter heaven. You can see the different layers of butter, dough, butter. That is a really good sign that this croissant is going to be phenomenal. And listen to this. This is going to be flaky.
Now, all the way on the West Coast, here's food blogger Amy Ho with her favorite croissant.
Hi, it's Amy. We're at Boku Bakery to get my favorite croissant in all of Vancouver. I've been coming to Boku for almost 10 years and love that you can get French classics as well as modern takes with an Asian twist. What makes this croissant so special is the crust, the honeycomb center, and a very distinct fermentation flavor, but most importantly, it's super buttery.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.